Boss. CODEDBOSS means business. My name is Adaku Nwachinemere. Today we shall examine 5 tips of customer retention. Getting new customers is a problem for many companies, whereas for some it is a walkover. But the bigger problem is, how do you keep these customers coming back to patronize you for repeat business repeatedly over time? That's the bigger problem. For some companies, the moment you buy their product, that's the end, and they don't ever get to come back. Well, that's the crux of our discuss today. Here are a few things you can do in order to keep your customers coming back, buying your product or service over time, and of course recommending you also to their friends and family. Number 1, deliver on promise. Delivering on promise means that you are consistent with quality and quantity, and of course your product is also reliable. When they come the first time, believe me, they are coming just to try out your service. Now when they go home, they use those products, they use those services. You know what happens? Well, they just try it out, and then if you, for one thing, do what you say you preach, believe me, they will come back. Number 2, take care of problems before they arise. What do I mean by this? You know, sometimes when you have a new product, when you have a new service, and then when people are buying your product from you, products may not quite work the way you expect them to work. This may lead to cognitive dissonance, a feeling of regret on the part of the customer. What is going to happen? The customer will begin to feel that maybe they've been ripped off, they bought the product that is wrong for them, or the company just lied for them. So the moment the customer comes to you and tell you that this product isn't working for me, or they have any form of problem using your product, please immediately take care of that problem, because customers actually coming to complain to you about their product or your service is a gift. Some customers, they will just walk away because they don't want to be be bothered. They don't have the problem to go and begin to argue with one producer. They simply take your product, use it the first time, and then they forget about it. So what I'm trying to say is that once they tell you there's a problem with your service, there's a problem with your product, immediately take care of it. Now, the number 3 thing you can do is have an open communication line. It is very frustrating when you are trying to reach a company and then you cannot reach them. It's very frustrating. So at the point of purchase, what you can do is make sure that you hand out a number or an email to your clients who are just coming to use your product at the moment, so that anytime they have an issue, they can easily reach out to you through those telephone numbers, call you 247 at any point in time, in order for you to be able to take care of their issues. And of course, if you can also afford it, give them an account officer. You know what I mean? Have a dedicated person they can reach out at any point in time to say, I have a problem, can you help me? Maybe sometimes the problem that customers have is even they don't understand how to use that product. So that person you have assigned to them can be there at that particular point in time to be able to take care of their problems, and they will remain with you. And the number 4 thing you can do is to keep in touch. You know, some companies, the moment you buy a product from them, what happens? They forget about it. They forget that it took them months and months and months for them to get this customer. They forget about it. No, but they forget that that is the time their marketing, their sales should actually start. But now your selling is not going to be overt, like explicit. It's not going to be covert. You keep in touch with them, you pick up your phone, you cold call them, you ask them, how are you doing? How is our product doing? Is it giving you the kind of satisfaction you need? Is there something we can do better that we are not doing in the past? Is there do you want us to build a specialized product or service for you in order to meet you at the point of your need? If you are able to do this, that will help the customers put you at the top of their mind. Whenever they need a product or a service that is within the industry that you are operating on, you'll be the first person they are going to be talking to, they are going to be thinking about. And of course, keeping in touch will also entail that you are sending them emails about updated products that you have in your company, that you're also sending them new information, maybe when you have discounts, maybe when you have other ways of using an existing product, a newer version of a product, or maybe a newer way of using an old product. Yes, that also entails keeping in touch. Ultimately, you are trying to give your customers think about you the first time, each time, and every time. Most companies, they do that. You too, as an entrepreneur, can do that. Finally, the last thing you can do is to reward brand loyalty. Brand loyalty means that these customers, they are stuck with your brand. They love you, they love your products, they want to keep doing business with you. So what you can do is send out specialized gift items to them, say thank you from time to time. You can even offer them discounts on products and services they are already using because they've been with you for a long time. And when they recommend your friends and family to come and use your product, by all means, please, you can offer them more discounts or give them commission, which you can allow them to cash out in cash or in kind. But usually it is discouraged for you to give customers cash. Let them take it back in form of products so that your revenue will continue to grow. So here are just a few things you can do in order to be able to keep in touch with your customers. Ultimately, keep in touch with your customer. That is the only way you can retain them, whether you like it or not. Nobody forgets how you make them feel. If you make them feel good, they will remember you and they will keep coming back. They will tell their friends about your product and service, and they will tell them how good you are and how awesome your customer service is. This is how I call it a wrap on today's episode of the Coded Boss. Don't forget, your dreams are valid and you can be anything you want.